The main conclusions of the ULI Spain Living Rental Report are segregated in 3 different axes. In the first axis, we talk about demand. What is going on with demand? And probably the biggest conclusion is that demand for rental housing is increasing. Not only it is increasing, but it's increasing faster than it used to grow maybe a year or 2 years ago. The other conclusion is that the capacity for those increasing demand is different between cities and cities. So we created for this report a city dynamism index, which measures not only residential, not only for lease, but how cities are behaving in terms of how dynamic they are. And you can see that actually the 9 main capital cities in Spain, which are the purpose of our report, are very dynamic. The second axis of our report is the one about supply. So we have analyzed in our report how the rental housing supply is evolving in the 9 main capital cities in Spain. The good news is that it is roughly stable, therefore not growing very rapidly, not going down in terms of supply. But the issue is that, as I said a couple of minutes ago, demand is growing, and actually the rate at which demand is growing is accelerating. So this, in very simple words, means that the gap that we have today between demand and supply in residential for rental in Spain in the 9 main capital cities is getting worse, not better. And the third axis is payment capacity. We analyze the residential for rental market in Spain through the 9 main capital cities, and we got to the conclusion that in addition to supply and demand, we needed to analyze in detail how much can families pay for rent, so that whatever solution we are proposing, whatever analysis we are bringing to the market, can match what are the needs of the families. One of the things that we have been able to identify is what percentage of the stock of residential for rent available in those 9 cities is below an effort rate of 35%. A brief explanation. Under the common rules of the market, it has been identified that for a family to consider sustainable their cost of residential, rent plus necessary costs like water, electricity, and heating should not cost a home more than 35% of their net available income. So we have also measured how much of the supply of residential in the 9 cities has an effort rate for the user, for the family, which is below 35%. And we see big differences. Some of the cities we have analyzed show that almost 60% of the supply is below 35%, and some of them is around 20%. So it's a great opportunity to identify which are the cities where producing more housing for rental at affordable rates is necessary. If we want to address shortage of housing in Europe, there is only one thing everybody agrees on, and our report shows it, which is there is no magic solution. Any solution of the problem will require packages of measures, 7, 8, 9, 10 different actions. Just to mention a few, we need to increase the amount and the speed at which we can produce land for residential development. Another example, we need to support refurbishment. We know that we build every year between 1 and 1.5% of new buildings. So unless we refurbish the ones we already have, fixing the problem will take 100 years almost. So we need to refurbish. Right now we are enjoying the benefits of the Next Gen funds from the European Union, but those will dry up at the end of 2026. So we need to start working on what's going to happen after 2026. For example, some cities are playing a game of increasing density. What does it mean? It means, can we, with the infrastructures that we already have, make downtown and centers of cities more dense in terms of population? One example, in some areas we can increase the height of residential buildings. That will allow more families to live in the same square. Also, we can sometimes change the use. The Community of Madrid has passed a new regulation to say we will be able to change the use of office buildings into affordable residential. But as I said, there are many others. There are tax things that could be improved. There are technicalities, technologies, sustainability. There are quite a number of axes in which we can work. We think that events like the district are important for a number of reasons. The first one would be we are very strong believers in the fact that we need to share more knowledge that is reliable. We experience on and on the fact that there is a lot of opinion in the marketplace that is not founded on very solid facts. So as ULI, one of the things we try to promote is information of great quality. And the district is a perfect forum to exchange that valuable information amongst different operators in different countries. Also, we know that the networking helps us find which are the best practices. Just one example. Why would we try something that didn't work in a different city or in a different country? Here at the district, we can talk with the main leaders who have proposed solutions in their own towns that have worked. Not only that, we can also learn what were the pitfalls, what were the difficulties, what were the advantages, what were the delays, and with that information we can improve and adapt those solutions that we already know they worked to our needs in Spain.